Da-na-na-na-na. Hey, True Believers England team here, and we are asking what you're reading and what we're reading today. We're checking out and talking about Fallen Angel. This was written by Peter David. Supposedly, when he got kicked off of Supergirl, this was the story he wanted to tell. I don't know how Supergirl ended. So was she in New Orleans? Because this is a wild book. This is a wild book here. Dalton hasn't made it back yet, but we have Dominic. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, Angleton. How about yourself?
I'm peachy keen. I'm loving life, man. I reread this and caught up with it yesterday and the day before, and this was such an easy read. Sometimes you get a comic book and it might be a slog a little bit. Maybe you're waiting for the hook or something. This one, boom, right out the gate.
Immediately, starting with issue 1.
Yeah. Here's the thing. We get the story, and it's we find out the fallen angel. She goes to this bar and she meets people who are in trouble in this city named Bete Noire. And the first few issues is all about learning the city and the characters. The plot of it is she is hired to find some woman's son who has become a man whore. For those of you who watched Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo, you know it's a man whore. Yeah, but through that particular story, she's going around and she's meeting all of these different characters, and it's the most basic of the plots with a small twist anybody could see coming. And it's fun because right after that you get into the meat and potatoes, but they really did use this simple story and this simple 3 issues to introduce you to the main bad guy, a couple of the smaller bad guys, the people that appreciate and work with the fallen angel, and more importantly, the city of Bete Noire, which is a character of itself in this book. I hand it over to you because I'm talking a lot there. What did you get? What was your first impressions of the fallen angel?
Well, this is one of those cases where life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. In this case with Peter David, like after he was like kicked out of Supergirl before he could even do his new Supergirls, which features not just Linda Danvers as the Supergirl as well as Matrix, but also with Power Girl and a resurrected Kara Zor-El before like the Apocalypse storyline happened with Superman and Batman. And like Mr. David decided to like utilize like what his original plans like for Supergirl and applied it to Fallen Angel. And I would say that like the best part about it is with this series, because like you get the impression of like what he wanted to do like with Linda and Matrix since like they are merged and became an Earth Angel. Because one of the standouts of his run of Supergirl is it is the most like mystically inclined like of the Superman titles. You know what I mean?
I've got to be honest, I do not remember Supergirl. I don't know if I read it all the way to the end. When I found that out that this was supposed to be the continuation, I was like, I don't remember Supergirl ending in a place where this is the continuation. And it's such a good book, too. I mean, first of all, you can see right here, you can see the art is stupendous. It starts off at the bar here. I forget the name of the bar, but I want to talk about the supporting characters enough, and I want to definitely tap on this guy right here. He's a bartender that helps out Fallen Angel. Lee, okay, but his name is Adolf. And he has suggested that, I've been a politician, I've been an artist, it's like, wait, what? So it kind of gives a little hint that maybe her helper Adolf is actually Adolf Hitler.
But who was somehow like resurrected
Yeah,
prior to the events of Fallen Angel, and essentially him becoming a bartender and helping Lee out is essentially like his way of like atoning for his was like monstrous actions.
yeah. Here's the main bad guy, or at least what we think is the main bad guy, and it shows throughout that he is almost the moral antithesis of Lee, of the fallen angel, except they find themselves to be both very important to the city. Like maybe the city can't do without both of them. And this is where he says, "I've been a painter, a writer, dabbled in politics, made some enemies." Yeah, okay. I thought that's one of the great throwaway lines. And hello to
No, I
everybody in the
agree.
chat. I see everybody saying hi and such to each other. Hello, glad you guys are here. If we always recommend, and we always mention at the end of one show what we're doing next, to check out these books so you can join the conversation and such. So this is where this young lady meets up with Lee, and she says that, I want you to find my son. At first, she thinks it might be for nefarious reasons. She says he's become a manhar, so pleased to be finding my son. And she agrees, and the adventures continue. I'm not going to scroll through and go through every little bit. This is a very noirish book. This is very much, dastardly people doing dirty deeds kind of book. I got to tell you, I'm sort of glad, if this was supposed to be a Supergirl story, I'm sort of glad that they got away from that. You mentioned it's a blessing in disguise. I think so as well. Since he was able to break off from the Supergirl title, I think he's able to get more rough. I think he's able to go a little bit kind of Sin City, if anything else, except for this is Sin City with better writing. I like Sin City, but there's an amount of ridiculousness to it. Here we get all of the good noirish kind of characters and dialogue and such, without that particular ridiculousness. In some case, it's just elevated a bit. Once again, please feel free to jump in and shut me up anytime you want, though. Are those?
The comparison to Sin City is actually really spot on. But not only if it had better writing, but also it's more fantastical. Because with Fallen Angel, like I said, it continued like thematically where here's where the Supergirl left off, because there were not only religious subtext, but also it's more supernatural, mystically inclined. Than most of the Superman titles. So with Fallen Angel, you not only get noir, but also urban fantasy. And also superheroism as well, because Fallen Angel is cape fiction, but you also have other genres of fiction as well.
Yeah, and I think moving away from the Supergirl thing allows him to decide what power she has. I mean, if she's super strong, but she's not Superman super strong. She's not invulnerable, but she's impervious. There's a lot of things to her that is a little bit different. And hello to Dalton. I thought I heard. Oh nope, that was Dom jumping back in. Ooh, shots fired. I love Sin City. So do I. I got the set. I love it, but what was it? Somebody, and I understand the way they meant it, but it was kind of insensitive to say. But somebody said once that Frank Miller needs to be shot in the arm. They weren't saying it. they weren't saying it to be that, oh, Frank Miller sucks, he needs to be shot. What they meant was there's a whole bunch of, oh, I took a bullet in the shoulder, let me run another 6 miles. I've always hated that about comics. There's I think it was the Phalanx, something like that, the X-Men crossover, where Storm and Jubilee take spikes in their shoulders, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, let's move. It's only it's a shoulder wound. Yeah, there's a nerve cluster right there, guys. They've got damage. Or there was a panel where Storm says, oh, don't worry, I'm fine. I just broke a couple of ribs. Yeah, you're not breathing that easy. Come on, man. Oh, damn, no. Oh, I'm going to be sad all day now. I broke ribs.
Like, your healing factor is not like Wolverines or Deadpool's.
Yeah.
I was like, regardless, if you were born like with the meta gene from DC or the X gene, then like it enhances, like the genes enhances your natural abilities. Besides like granting you extraordinary powers.
Yeah, but it doesn't move nerve clusters, and it doesn't make it easier to breathe without the floating ribs and such.
Yeah, because you actually need to take your healing factor is only enhanced, then not get.
Yeah. There was a TV show in the late 80s. It was called Misfits of Science, and one of the characters could heal. And he's like, well, go get him. Just jump off the cliff, and then, you'll heal. You'll start running. And the guy goes, it'll still hurt. You don't want to jump off a cliff, But you have a lot of, like, they treat Wolverine like he's impervious to death, but he's running around. He's still getting stabbed. That hurts. Let's see. That's how you know the writers have lived sheltered lives. They don't know how wounds work, says Austin. And plus, even if Wolverine has...
they're not done their research.
Right. But if you stab, even with a healing factor, if you stab somebody in certain parts of the body, you're going to lose... you're going to lose the ability to use those parts of the body until they were healed up. I watched a movie yesterday called Novocaine. It's about a guy.
I still need to watch that one.
It's fun. It's stupid, but it's fun. At one point in time, he puts his hand into a deep fryer to pull a gun, and it comes up, and his hand is just absolutely burned. I'm like, yeah, you can't use that hand no more. Your nerves are gone, man. There's nothing communicating with the rest of that hand. But of course, he uses it throughout the movie because he can't feel the pain. A flesh wound, your arm's off. I've had worse. True, neither Storm or Jubilee have healing abilities. So, yeah. I don't know how I got into this tangent, but I do like the fact that they powered down Supergirl but they actually added some powers to this one as well. The story that I've got up here, we see a girl that she knows that she's got cancer, and she wants to find a cure. And so she goes out into the city. This is, by the way, the how it begins with Lee looking like she's dead at the bottom of an elevator shaft, and then it goes back and it tells the story. Well, we find out a few things about what happens, and that there's an actual monster out there. There's an invisible thing that is just blowing up bodies and such. Oh yeah, I love this thing. How wait, you dropped an elevator shaft on her. She's dead. That kind of thing. It's a very well told story, and it's an exciting one, and more so, it actually, when I was reading this, I felt a sense of danger, and I don't feel that so often anymore. As a comic book reader,
and most of today's comics,
I'm very jaded now. After 50 years of reading. Excuse me. Let's see. Hello to Desert Rolls and Tony Hayes. If there's one thing I like about the Fox X-Men movie is the line exchange between Wolverine and another X-Men. I don't remember Baby Rogue. Does it hurt? Yeah, every time. You never thought about that. The fact that he's tearing flesh every time he pops the claws. I'm a big fan of Gunsmoke and have watched it a ton. He gets shot in the arm over 100 times in the course of the series. Stuff like that doesn't bother me. Yeah, I guess so. It's all how you take it. I always wondered what would happen if Wolverine fought Plastic Man. Plastic Man would bitch him. He would, seriously. How? By the way, I'd say the same thing about Mr. Fantastic.
Well, yeah, yeah, because
How
I
would
mean,
that go down? Could
the fact
Plastic
like they have elasticity, they're functionally immortal.
in one of the first, I don't know if it's I think it's the Doctor Doom one. So I guess that would be what, number 4? When did Doom showed up in 4, right?
Yeah, number 4.
Right. So Doctor Doom has Mr. Fantastic and the rest of the Fantastic Four in cells, and they each find their way out. Mr. Fantastic was to stretch through the holes in the concrete. Think about how far you have to stretch yourself to get that thin.
Mm-hmm.
So literally, Wolverine can't cut him because he could just stretch with the claws as they swing.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing Wolverine can do to Mr. Fantastic.
Or bounce back.
Yeah. So yeah, I actually think that both Plastic Man or Mr. Fantastic would bitch them, make them their bitch. Yeah, there you go. But that's my take on it. That's my take on it. Okay, so what's to say more about this? Also, by the way, the big bad, after she's going after this monster, and she's actually trying to save this girl here who heard she could get a cure to her cancer in the city and ends up literally being blown to bits. And she decides, okay, I'm going to search for this monster, and she gets bitched if I'm going to continue this. And she then is like, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to find this thing. By the way, I love these shots right here of her on this dome over the city.
I agree.
But I don't want to spoil it, because I do recommend everybody here. I do recommend you read these. Don't just rely on what we're saying here is the story, because we're really all over the place. But because I got to tell you, this whole that storyline, it goes 6 issues. The first storyline goes 6 issues, and is a great monster. It's a great monster tale. It would make for a great monster movie with a superhero in it. It's fantastic. You find out that Fallen Angel has more power than she actually believes. So there you go. Anyway, I'm going to let you talk about this for a while, because what do you have to say about it? About the second half of the story where we get the invisible monster and so forth. Oh, did I lose him? Oh, here he is. Dom? Or maybe not. Yes, Austin, they need to... define bitch. I just make shit up as I go, guys. That's how it's done. I don't know. We seem to have lost Austin for a little bit. I guess he'll pop up if you guys have any questions. Yeah, it's just slang. It's prison slang, yes. All my time in the yard. My yard, not prison yard. I've never gone. Hey, there he is.
Well, I was saying, like, before I got cut off, the Invisible Monster mystery story of Fallen Angel helps to further establish like what kind of environment like the city of Bete Noire is. There's more to it than meets the eye.
Yes. Which I would say, like as I said in the beginning of this, Bete Noire is one of the characters, and it's
much like how Metropolis and Gotham City are characters themselves.
Yeah, it is drawn to
even Smallville
perfection. Who is it? Let's see. We got I'm trying to. Oh yeah, this big guy hates. He's always trying to beat the shit out of the Angel.
Out of Lee.
Yeah. Oh yes. Okay, Lee. If we're calling by name, who is this? This is David Lopez on the pencils. And I think he does a great job with the environments. I mean, he does a great job with the bodies as well, but just everything. It just looks interesting. There's what they call it, every frame of pause.
Yeah, every frame of pause.
Yeah, this is a very I mean, you can tell just by looking at the art, this is a very cinematic book. It really kind of rolls in that direction. So,
Well,
and
you
this
could
is
tell it actually reflected like what was going on like within comics, 'cause where like pretty much the cinematic approach to storytelling as well cinematography and like camera angles like is they're being like crossed over into comics.
well, I don't mind an artist trying to make a book more cinematic, but there's a
Well, no,
difference.
it's not.
There's a
It's not
difference
inherently
between
bad.
writing for a movie and writing for a comic. And
Yeah.
that's where we get the problems when, because like you read The Dark Knight Returns. I'm going to redeem myself with Frank Miller fans here. You read The Dark Knight Returns and you look at it and it reads like a comic and it looks like a movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. This does the same thing. And this is just an example of what I say. They make sure that all of the characters have motives. All of the characters have a reason to be there. This was a back character for like 3 issues, and then here's I believe this issue number 4, and we get his entire story. This does this throughout the entire series, where they make sure Peter David makes sure that you know who these people are, and that this is a very lived-in book. This is a very lived-in series, and it works. And make no mistake, though, also, there are no good people here. There might be some people who are better than others, but it's like a city full of those guys. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I learned about Misfits of Science from another YouTuber. It had Kevin Peter Hall and Courtney Cox. Yeah, I think Courtney Cox was I think she was a telekinetic, or she might have just been a mascot. I don't remember what she did. Kevin Michael Hall could shrink. He felt bad because he was always like towering over people, and he wanted to be a normal size, and he ended up shrinking himself, being able to shrink. Yeah. At least they still smoke in comic books. Yeah, back in the day, we're kind of losing it. When they took, I think, hey, you know what? You could say it. When comics went downhill, when they took the cigars out of Ben Grimm and Wolverine's mouths. That's yeah. This ain't no place for a hero. This ain't no place for a better man. What is that? It sounds like song lyrics. Be safe, man. So Walter Jones claiming to play the first live-action superheroes is wrong. Who is Walter Jones, and what superhero did he claim to be? Wolverine not smoke. I know, right? And I would say the Thing not smoking a cigar is even worse. He's based on Jack Kirby. Jack Kirby famously had a cigar. A lot of times, if you read books about the Golden Age, if you read the books about comics, you always hear that the bullpens were just kind of closed-in, smoky places where guys with cigarettes and cigars hanging out of their mouths would be drawing their comics. I discovered a superhero movie from the 2000s called Zoom. Oh, with Tim Allen. Okay. He had flashlight powers. How did they not get sued by DC? I don't know. Maybe I know you can you can actually take names, but trademarks are different. Yeah. I don't like being around smoke in real life, but in movies and comics, have at it. It's atmospheric. Yeah, I agree. And I don't like the smell either, especially if it's... Hey, there he is.
Characters are.
Yeah. There he is. So, oh, hello?
Still here.
Okay, well, give us your 2 cents. I mentioned how there were no good characters. They were all kind of morally in a gray area. I asked you what was your take on it.
Well, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Like, well, that the characters in Fallen Angel like are in different shades of gray, right? Which is like one of like the major aspects like of noir fiction. But in the end of the day, even if the setting has characters with different shades of gray, there are clear heroes and villains. So with Lee, aka the Fallen Angel, well, she is a definitive hero.
Yep. I dig this. This kid here is the son of a mob. What would you call it? Don or something, I guess. And this young girl,
a mafioso,
a mob boss, yeah. And this young girl is sent to get him. And the dad just decides, okay, we're going to attack the bar. This is the bar that Adolf Hitler runs. And he just punks him. He grabs him by the ear and boom. It's like, okay, yeah, there you go. Don't mess with Adolf, guys. That's the thing that they've got going on. Of course, Lee shows up and saves the day. And ended up, the invisible monster ends up blowing up the little Muslim girl. So there you go. That's a twist.
Yeah, it was also like what I mentioned like back then. I know like political correctness wasn't so rampant.
No, absolutely not.
Which includes like the portrayal of characters like of any and all demographics. And back then, like they were allowed to be antagonistic or villainous.
Yeah. Okay, so this thing I read. This thing goes on the DC chapters goes on for 20 issues. I only read the first 6. I want to read more. I want to finish this out and then jump on to the IDW books. Hey, I can hear it bring something. Okay, hold on just a sec. They actually continue into Independence. I guess DC decided they weren't going to do it anymore, and since Peter David owned it, it went into these things. And it actually gets darker and it's more a painted art style. And
Nice.
I gotta say again.
No, it's nice. It's also like one of those occasions like where a major comic book publisher like Marvel and DC giving the rights back to the creators.
Yeah. It's a great story. It continues to be a great story in these. I did not finish Supergirl, and I don't think I finished the DC Fallen Angel. I know I finished these; they're on my shelf, and I have sold trade paperbacks in the past. I will never sell these. Yeah, but they're awesome. And
Well, nothing's stopping you in reading Peter David's Supergirl run.
Nothing. I just got to get to it. It's just I read the beginning and I was like, wait a second, I don't think I've ever made it to the end there. Smoking is cool in fantasy, just don't do it in real life. I stopped smoking when I was about 5, maybe 6 years old.
Helps.
What's this? Say again? Dom? Sometimes Dom will say something and then he'll pop out for a little bit. I just spent my car ride to and from my 4th of July family reunion vacation reading Daredevil Born Again for the first time. It is a good read, isn't it? That's a great story. Yeah, I like that one. We lost Dom. All right, we'll hang on and until he pops back in, continues the story, and we'll get our little roundup. I like to keep these between 30 and 45, depending on if Dom's here, an hour and 30 minutes. You know, we got to let us talk. We also have to give time for not Dom, but Dalton to talk as well when he's here. All righty, sir. Let's round this up. What are your final thoughts on Fallen Angel, the first 6 issues, or even the entire series?
Well, I still think it is a great recommendation for just how slick it is in terms of the execution of the story and different storylines really, as well as the characters. And it does create another historical what if DC didn't remove Peter David from Supergirl and allowed him to do his Supergirls series. But however, Fallen Angel, he can do that. He can do that on the side, or have the hypothetical Supergirl series lead up to Fallen Angel.
Yeah, Now, I have no doubt that if he didn't get kicked off Supergirls, we would have gotten a good story. It's Peter David. But I am glad that he was able to take the kid gloves off and do something different over there.
Yeah.
Remember when most women in the Geeky Puppet Show readings were smokers?
Yeah.
Really? Oh.
Well, hey, back then, like in fiction, like women were allowed to be shown to be smoking because that reflected what was going on
In
back
the
then.
stories. I thought you were talking about like
No, in the
Miranda.
stories.
Yeah, okay. Did the books get to you in good condition? Austin sent me some books for the auction, and he sent the Epic Collection. This is Amazing Spider-Man, Great Powers.
Oh, nice.
Go. This is Wonder Woman, issue number 331.
All right.
We have Flash. Are you saying you'll take them? Anyway, we have Flash.
No, I'm just admiring like the books he sent you.
285. We have Trinity number 20. And then we have Commandy issue number 38. And then we have Flash number 235. Justice League issue number 16. Gotta love that cover, man.
And also quality Tangent comics.
Tangent? Oh. Okay, yeah. King Conan issue number 14. Double-sized Conan book. We've got Mr. Monster's True Crime. There we go. And we've got The Defenders, issue number 83. We have an American Honda Presents DC Comics Supergirl. It's one of those company giveaways. And then we have Indiana Jones, The Further Adventures, issue number 7. Issue number 2. And finally, we have issue number 1. So there we go. A couple of big dogs in there as well. So
it's still a crying shame that the Further Adventures of Indiana Jones or even Fate of Atlantis, like they didn't get adapted like into movies because essentially they were much like the original expanded universe for Star Wars. There was like Indy's adventures like continued on like in other mediums.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen Fate of Atlantis done as a movie in the 90s. I think that was a missed opportunity.
Well, yeah, because essentially, like it was like just like with the Thrawn trilogy, like Fate of Atlantis like was the official 4th Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah, it was good too. I remember that. But I was a fan of the Dark Horse Indiana Jones books.
Oh yeah, no, they're just as good.
Yeah, I've told RDV he's got the trade paperbacks like the IDW ones, the Dark Horse from for Indiana Jones. I said, don't read them, preserve those because those are worth some freaking money, especially if he's got like the 3rd and 4th ones.
Not to mention the Dark Horse like Star Wars like before like Lucasfilms got bought by Disney and the Legends banner.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Disney owning Fox and Marvel and all of this
and Lucasfilms.
Yeah, they literally own everything. It's ridiculous.
I mean, it's a definition like of a monopoly.
Yep.
And yet, like they're not be taken to court because of that.
Oh, let's see. Let me do a little shilling here, if y'all don't mind. I decided I wanted to try something here, guys. I don't know why. I just got it in my head. Let's do this. So here we go. I haven't even done much like setting it up, but this is a link here. This will be one video type specifically. I call it Comic Book Origins. I just figured, you know what, I want to see if I can't get a channel going. So I'm going to try to post. I'm going to start with the videos I've already done, and for the next 90 days, every day at 3 o'clock it's going to have a video. Please check it out. If you haven't watched these videos, please check the videos out. I started it out with 3 today, with the comic book origins, or the first appearances of Brother Power the Geek, Green Arrow, and the other one I started. Aquaman, where I do a little reading and commentary and such like that of the first appearance of these characters. I've got 111 that I'm going to lay out, and I'm going to restart it here. So I'll be doing the newer stuff here first, and then when it gets time, I'm going to throw it on over onto that channel just to see if it can build. And I thought, okay, well, we'll see. I got to tell you, this is the first time in a long time I've started at 0. But I thought, you know what? Let's get let's see if any of the guys at I Love Comics would be interested, because I put the videos up and they've been sitting at 0 views for all day, and I'm like, I don't like that. I'm not used to that. Even when I started from the Longbox, I okay guys, let's go. I'm gonna do, so I didn't exactly start at scratch. But if you haven't checked these videos out, please do me a favor, do yourself a favor, and at some point you're gonna hear me as a younger podcaster, and as much as I and now, holy crap, I listen to it, I go, wow, I was bad. There you go. Bell mode more money breaking up his company into smaller ones. Bell made more. They took the old studio system to court for monopolistic practices. Why not Disney today? Oh, thank you, Austin. I appreciate it. And please comment on the videos. See if we can't get that thing ignited a little bit. So maybe something will come. But I'm going to be posting for the next 100 days. I'm going to be posting 1 video a day to see if it works. And I want to get back to doing these because I love doing these videos. Also, I got the bug again, and I need to find the time, and that's the biggest problem for me, is the time. I am this family's chauffeur, and this family goes everywhere. I kept saying, will you guys stop scheduling shit? Because I also want to get back to, and by the way, Dom, I invite you along for this. I want to get back to talking about the history of comics. Even if it's in comic books themselves, stuff. Great. Now that I'm thinking of it, like the story behind the books, but also things like remember when a piece of chewing gum saved Lightning Lad from death, stuff like that. Was the Funky Flashman actually created to make fun of Stan Lee? Videos like that I used to do. So I just got the bug in me again that I want to create these videos. So I'm writing them down. I'm writing down all the ideas and what I want to say, or at least one line or something like that, like I used to. And every time I'm ready to hit record, Dad, I've got to go to the dentist. Dad, I've got to go to. Dad, I got to go. Honey, can you drive the? Okay, can you go get the? Oh man, I forgot milk. Can we go to? So that's the only thing that's keeping me from doing videos now. And I want to do videos more so than live streams in some cases. So there you go.
Well, you could also bring back the If I Wrote series.
Yeah. Oh, goddamn. The T bounced right up in my eye. Here we go. Absolutely. Got a request, as a matter of fact, for Iron Man. Somebody said was watching some of the old If I Wrote. Let me look this up here. Do search across your channel. If I Wrote, it was a small series that we did, and my brother was really big into this. When my brother was on the channel, he was really the one that loved If I Wrote. I did a couple of them. I did Kamala Khan, and here you go, guys.
And America Chavez.
I did America Chavez, and here is the link to the Riri Williams.
Yeah, you also did that as well, because essentially with those 3, they're essentially mainly audio fix of fixing these characters.
Yeah,
As you have mentioned, like in the past, and it still rings true, there are no bad characters, only bad creators.
that is correct. A lot of people, oh, Riri Williams is a bad character. No, Riri Williams did nothing wrong. Brian Michael Bendis did a shit ton wrong. And then who? What was her name? She's got the same hair as Riri. Let's make her the writer. That lady did a lot of wrong to Riri Williams.
Eve Ewing.
Yeah, Eve Ewing. Yeah, Riri Williams did nothing wrong except for be created and written by bad writers. And my favorite is what I wrote for Kamala Khan, because I said we have a replacement for Spider-Man here with Kamala Khan. I think Kamala Khan's a great character. When you add in the family, she's fantastic. She's a magnificent character. Unfortunately, nobody believes me, and by that I mean like literally nobody. The readers don't believe me because all they've seen is shitty writers on her. And the shitty writers don't believe me because all they can believe is that Kamala Khan needs to be written shittily. Shittily is
Yeah,
an
but
actual
also
word.
like in your if I wrote for Khan, you also brought up a superhero team like in their original how like each of the members they essentially represent the trope of the noble bigot with the badge because each member of the superhero team like has a prejudice of sorts to a demographic, but it's based on like bad experiences that they had,
Mhm.
which color their perception. That doesn't make them like bad. That make them bad or evil people. No, like because they still want to do the right thing in spite of the prejudices.
I
Essentially, when you share that, it reminded me of Sipowicz from NYPD Blue.
Yeah, like he wanted to. Yeah, Rescue Me being is my favorite example of that. What um, what if your heroes were bad people? That was the whole point of that entire show. The characters in Rescue Me were they were crappy people. But when it came time to step up and save lives, they did, and so that's actually something out there, something that can be done. I'm
And I
just
imagine those characters in Rescue Me. I mean, yeah, they may have started out as crappy people, but over time they become better people.
Wait, the Sandman season 2 is out now? Okay, gotta watch that. That's probably why we don't have Dalton here right now. He's watching the Sandman. Hello to Black Spiders. What's up? I just noticed he's Black Adam shirt. I have that shirt. Hey, Walmart. Thankfully, Gail comes home sometimes and she goes, "This was marked down to $3 here," because that's her job. Sometimes she has to mark everything down. She works at Walmart, and if it's something cool, she'll hide it, and then at the end of the day, she'll she'll take it. And, she's done that. I have a Little Mermaid shirt. She says costs $2. And she knows I like the movie Little Mermaid, and I'm manly enough that I don't give a fuck that I'm wearing a Little Mermaid shirt, so it's okay. But yeah. And by the way, I dug the Black Adam movie. I know it's not the greatest movie of all time, but I remember a time when every movie didn't have to be the greatest movie of all time, lest it be the worst film of all time.
In other words, there's nothing wrong for a work of fiction being a TV series or a movie to be dumb fun.
Yep. But if you haven't seen if you haven't read those or watched those If I Wrote, they're in a playlist. Check this one out. I'm sure the next one would be recommended. But yeah, I'm very proud of them. I think I would like to bring these back. We've got. Oh, I did a live stream actually with one where I asked everybody how you would write things, and we had who we had the Gogurt Hulk. We had I forgot who participated in this though. Mine was Moondragon, and mine was not Moondragon. It was Moon Girl and the Devil Dinosaur. Once again, no bad characters, unless of course they're written badly, and I think Moon Girl and the Devil Dinosaur is written poorly because she's written in continuity, and
Yeah, but
everybody's
also like the original holder like of Devil Dinosaur, like Moon Boy, like he was done dirty, and he's another.
Yeah.
Those two are another of Jack Kirby's creations.
Well, that is a fun read. I've got it on the shelf. Ollie's had it for like $5, so I picked it up. But my take on the Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, Calvin and Hobbes. That was my take on that, because we were saying, what would you do different? It would be Calvin and Hobbes. She would go on adventures, but it would be imagination, or maybe Secret Life of Walter Mitty-ish. How if something happened, she would picture herself in these situations and she would go through. And I guess you could say, oh, well, stakes wouldn't be high there because, it's all in her imagination. Or is it? Is the dinosaur real? Is the dinosaur not? Does she see herself as the hero with it? Does she see herself? Because I pictured using the dinosaur with Moon Girl and the Devil Dinosaur as the Snuffleupagus in Sesame Street. Some of you might be a little young, but when the Snuffleupagus first appeared, nobody knew he existed except for Big Bird.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And every time he would say, "Oh, you just missed the Snuffleupagus." "Oh, sure, Big Bird. Why are you lying, Bit?" They would go. He would always leave before anybody else came and saw it. So that would be my take on it. She has a dinosaur. Nobody believes she has a dinosaur. So how could she use this dinosaur? And I thought that would be a great take on Moon. You don't put her in situations where she's meeting Galactus. By the way, happened. She's not the smartest person on the planet. Wants to be. And in her fantasy, she is. But you always bring it back down to the reality of the kid. And that was my take on Kamala Khan as well. I thought Kamala Khan could be the perfect replacement for Spider-Man because she is a young girl, same age as Spider-Man was when he first gets his powers, maybe a little younger. But she should be stuck to the neighborhood. She can't go in Fiji like she did in the Champions. Mm-hmm. She can't do that because she's got a family who expects her home at dinner at 6:00.
I will also add, go crazy with her shape-shifting powers, much like creators from the past, went nuts and nuts in a creative fashion with elastic characters or shapeshifters.
Yeah. Let's see. Hey, I liked most of the DCEU movies except for Birds of Prey, which leads me at odds with most people. Yeah, I agree with all of that. I was working at a movie theater, the AMC at Disney, when Birds of Prey came out. I saw it like 3 times because I couldn't. I had this conversation with Eric. If I see a movie that's really bad, I'll watch it because I can't believe it's that bad. I'm the Paula of American Idol. Okay, when you hear me saying something bad, it's fucking bad. Because I will try to praise anything. I'll try to find the good in anything. So I'll watch a bad movie a couple of times. There's got to be something good here. Well, okay, there is. You know what? I like Ewan McGregor going over the top with playing Black Mask. I think he's a blast. But goddamn, that movie sucks. Did you see Birds of Prey?
Heck no! I avoided it.
Pussy. You're the smart one, man. I saw it your time. You tagged me in and I went and saw it, so you don't have to. Let's see. Black Flag, you were too old to die young. That is for sure, but 1988 is a good year to start. What are we talking about? Entered the game 1980. That when the bug got me. Oh, the comics game. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I got a birthday present. My birthday's on the 29th of this month, and I was asked what I want for my birthday, and then was sent the money because I was like, you know what, it's been a long time. I've been searching for this book. I found it when I was 4 years old. I was taken to the library. My family, we went to the library all the time. We were a bunch of readers. And I picked up a book with Superman on it. And I thought, that's okay. That's awesome. I know who Superman is. I saw the TV show. And in that book, not only did I get Superman, but I got Hawkman, I got the Flash, and I got a couple of other what I would find out to be DC heroes. And I had no idea what this book was. And then I meet Eric Breen, and he goes, "It sounds like yada yada." And when I said I was given the money, and I was able to buy the great comic book heroes. So when you say, what was your favorite first comic book? I know what mine was. Now, this did not make me a collector. I actually did a comic book origins video on that one. Let's see. But I did a comic book origins on myself because I gotta admit I'm a bit egocentric. You gotta be a little bit to do this job, I think. But it talked about Dial H for Hero, and I end up going over the first issue of the 1980s Dial H for Hero. It was a blast. But that's my first. What's your first comic there, Dom? The first one that made you a comic book collector?
Oh, Archie comics.
Okay.
More specifically, it was one of the issues of the Archie Double Digest that I found. Like whenever I go to the grocery store, like with the family, in the magazine, they look in the book on the book racks, or even like the magazine rack. And I remember when I stumbled upon like the Archie Double Digest, they're like I drew in, and when I read the stories, immediately, I became a fan of not just like Archie Andrews, and the characters that happen this particular fictional shared universe, but it made me a lifelong comic book fan. And also, I want to work in the industry, but not in the mainstream.
You want to do the independents?
Yes, and plus the reason why Archie Comics has endured for so long is not just like the characters, but it's the art and the story, especially the art. Or you can tell the inspiration behind them, yet it has such a timeless appeal to it.
Okay. All right, hold on just a sec. Mike Miller. Wait, I can't. I have no idea what I'm looking at. England team versus Captain Cummings. Mike Miller in the Hurricane live stream. Did Superboy join a terrorist organ? Okay, I see what's going on. I'm trying to find that video and failing miserably, by the way.
As for the comic book history video you mentioned, yeah, I'll love to take part in that. Especially if we're going to go over the different ages of comic books and the stories and characters that came from them.
I was invited on. Oh my gosh, I know the guy. I see him. No, it wasn't the fossils. He's here. He's a good guy. He's been here since the very beginning, and he invited me on his channel to talk about the different ages. Where do I think they'd be? Say again.
Was it Halamouse?
No, it was Mark something. Mark. I forget. But it was very fun. I would love to do that here. Guys, check this video out. This is one of the original videos I did that actually elevated this channel. It's at 17,000 views now, back when I could get 17,000 views. But it's called The Misconception of Diversity in Comics. At the time, actually, this is why Diversity in Comics became as big as he did. He titled his channel after a search term. There was this article Axel Alonso did that was about diversity in comics. And so we all put our 2 cents in on it. Yeah, so please check, if you haven't checked that video out, please do. I think you'll enjoy it a lot. It's old, but it's still relevant. I might just repost it, see how it goes. Drink East talking about Meyer again. Hey, well, you know what? He's part of the past of this channel, as well as Doug Ernst, or Captain Frugal, or Comics Division, even Captain Cummings. You know, I was actually looking for that video I'm looking for, and I saw there's something called England Teen versus Captain Cummings T-shirts. I don't know what that means. The best of DC. I want to watch the best DC Comics, kids comics and cartoons Hangout Part 2. So obviously I broke this down.
Digital Dragon is asking you if the Mark you're referring to is Mark Pellegrini, the co-creator of Common America.
No, it wasn't him. There were a couple. Actually, I don't remember interacting with Mark Pellegrini until I met him at Disney. Me and Tim Lim, or at least I think it was Tim Lim. It was a Korean guy, so I could call him Tim. By the way,
that sounds like Tim Lim.
Yeah, that was, by the way, just playing up into the when I'm harassed because when Tim and Mark and Doug were down here, me and Doug were searching for him. I went, found him, and then we round the corner, and it was just a random Asian person. So, yeah, so I get the business for that. Let's see. His birthday's coming up. He's allowed to be a birthday party clown. Exactly. I'm turning 55. So as I said to Dom backstage, my switch has been flipped. When a man turns 55, no matter how he treats his body, his clock is ticking. Jack LaLanne dies of a heart attack. Fucking hell, we lost Dr. Doom to cancer just 2 days ago, and that guy was in a hell of a lot better shape than I was. And then on the other side of the aisle, George Burns smoked a cigar until he was 95, and then decided, I'm getting up there. Maybe I should stop. And he still lived another 6 or 7 years. You know, you have no idea. After you hit 55, you have no idea. So live life. Try to keep yourself alive. Don't get stressed. That's where I'm at. So, yes, I'm allowed to be a birthday party clown. I'll say this about Eric. He's got a free pass. Say what you want. Do what you want. Wear fucking socks and sandals if you want. You know why? Because it's goddamn comfortable. I know that for a fact, because if you wear just sandals and you're a white guy in Thailand, you have sunburned feet, motherfucker. That's all I know. So, yes, you wear socks for your goddamn sandals. Why do you wear sandals? Because if you wear the shoes that are appropriate to walk around in that swampy ass, actually, it's a beautiful country, don't get me wrong, but there is water puddles everywhere. If you wear appropriate shoes, it's going to take you 15 hours of the day just taking them off, putting them on, taking them off and putting them on, because everywhere you goddamn go, they want you to take your shoes off. So you wear sandals. And the way to work it is wear socks. And you know it's goddamn comfortable. So if I want to wear it now, I'm 55. I'm doing it. All right. Anywho, yes, that's what I'm thinking. I've always enjoyed the series, but more than anything, this book has sentimental value. Which one are you talking about? The Spider-Man and the Beast versus Griffin.
You know, that issue of Marvel Team Up.
When if I die, you can sell my collection, and you all better bid high. Yeah, that'd be nice. Gail pointed out something. She goes, "What would you want to buy if we won the big lottery?" And I said, "You know what? I would own an Action Comics #1." She goes, "How much would that cost?" I said, "Probably about $5 million at this point." You spend $5 million on a comic book? And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Why? You're only going to be alive for another 20, maybe 30 years tops." Yeah. She goes, your practical life is basically over in about 15 years now. I was like, God damn, woman. She was rough.
Okay, so but to further solidify what was mentioned earlier, they were talking about Marvel Team Up number 38.
Okay, Marvel Team Up 38. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's the issue of Hank and Peter teaming up against Griffin.
Okay, I remember that. And this one is a particular special book. All right. Let's see. Yep. Oh, I remember this one. If I was talking about a book like that, Marvel 2-in-1, I think it's issue number 55 with Giant Man. I read that like it was the only comic book on Earth for a while. That was just one of them, man.
Marvel Fanfare is worth read like as an anthology series.
Yeah. I read a few of those as a kid.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it has not been like reprinted and collected as an omnibus.
Yeah, I think it will be because I see it getting more and more respect in the back issue bins.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Dark Admiral, hey, it would be nice just to say you owned it. Right. Exactly. Yeah, with Amazing Spider-Man 14. Yeah, that's the first Green Goblin, right?
Yes.
14? Yeah. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. I actually almost had my hands on a Green Goblin, by the way. It was low quality. It was low quality. But I figured, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go for it. I'll put it in the big dogs, see if anybody will buy it. And then here's the devil. No, you won't. You're gonna keep it. It's a wall book. It's first appearance of Green Goblin. Oh, but you sell comics, you must have the family. Oh, it's a poof. Yeah, okay, it'll be a wall book. Yeah, but I lost it by about $20 because it had a front cover and it had the whole story, but the centerfold was loose. It only had the front cover and it wasn't attached. It was I went up to $130 and it ended up being $150. Okay. First appearance of Green Goblin's got the cover. I would hook it up in one of those frames I've got my books in. Yeah, I'm good with that. I wish they sold these more often. This is not a slab. It's a frame. But all my favorite comics, I like to get frames for them like this. You know, that way it's laid flat and it looks good. This is the first appearance of Ultra Boy from the Legion of Superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
At one point in time, I had this vision. I wanted to collect all of the first appearances, and I've had a lot. I'm going to get Karate Kid, as a matter of fact, in just a little bit here.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. But there's a Supergirl. It's not a Supergirl. It's like Adventure Comics, I think. And it's got Supergirl on the front. There's a lot of little Supergirls attacking her. And it's like the first appearance of like 15 characters. And it's so fucking through the roof. Not gonna happen.
To be fair, like with Action Comics, it used to be an anthology and not just another title for Superman.
Yep. I'm actually reading Legion right now. I've got the omnibus. I've got the first and the third omnibus, and I'm about 2/3 through the first omnibus, and these are some silly and fun stories. I love the Golden Age stuff. Those frames are cool. How do you get those? It's actually it's on Amazon. They're not cheap anymore. Let me see if I can't find the link here for you. Oh, that's my Prime. Go to, what do I have in the cart? Oh, Sunglow, the comic bags. Yeah, I need to buy these. And I just removed Happy Days from my cart. I don't have the money for the fun stuff. Okay. I'm trying to get the Happy Days series. I've got WKRP. I'm enjoying these 1980s shows. Okay, let's see. Comic book frames. Now, I know Temu has some as well of these, but it's Temu. Let's see. Better comic book frame with UV protection. Here's a 3-pack, but it's $35 for a 3-pack. I think there's another one. Here you go. Here's the link for it, for the frames like that. I've got a lot of books in these frames. I got my first appearance of the Unknown Soldier and my first appearance as Zatanna up there in the same kind of things. My first appearance of Creature Commandos. So, you know, actually have some decent. Oh, wow. That went out up there 3 times. Happy Days is on Pluto for free right now. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I like the DVDs. I like having my physical media. Yeah, it's you put it on anytime. They've got extras and all that kind of stuff. You're welcome, Darth Kato. Let's see. What is this? It's $60. How many do you get for 60? Oh, it's a 5-pack, so that's $12 each. The other one was 3 for 30. I think it's about the same. Yeah. You get a 3-pack or a 5-pack. They've got modern size. I know they've got golden age as well. So they're available. And everybody, you got a lot of different companies trying to sell frames for your comics. There's one that has a 4-frame for $113, which I thought that'd be good for a certain miniseries. I thought about getting a regular frame for my Ragman #1 and the 4-frame for the others. Yeah. Let's see. I was forced to play Dr. Doom in the 1st grade, but I knew the Green Goblin was my guy, says Tony Hayes. Here he is. Alrighty. I was wondering why you were so quiet. Let me kick you out here. There you go. Are you there? Hello. Alrighty. Still a little bit of technical difficulties. That's actually cheaper than I was expecting. I was gonna pick some. Oh, cool. I'm glad to help you out there, sir. Alrighty. Wait to see if Dominic is. He's multi. I know, right? He popped out, but his profile didn't go. So now, after he talks, I'll be able to tell which one's the right profile, and I could get rid of the one that isn't. Yeah, he's. I know, damn Skynet. He's Madrox, the multiple man, right now. We'll see which one is the real. Will the real Dom please stand up? Dom, the comic whiz. Hello. Okay, I guess that fixed itself. Oh, nope. Okay. So I watched the Aquaman video on your new channel. I have questions. What's with the 12 Days of Christmas music? And okay. So 2 reasons that would be there. One, it was originally produced during Christmas time. I originally made it during Christmas. Thought it would be fun to put the Christmas music in. Second, fuck it. I want to put Christmas music in it. I have that kind of sense of humor. There's a lot of times in my videos, I'll even say something wrong just to see who will respond to it. And at the end of the video, I'll say, yeah, I know the answer to this. I just want to see how many people watched the first 30 seconds and did their entire commentary on it. So a lot of it is I've a very strange sense of humor in the fact that I tell jokes for me, and if you laugh, that's even better. You know, God dang, I'm going wild. I need to shave my head. I see this little piece popping up right here. Like I am a very vain person when it comes to this kind of stuff, and yeah, I need to shave this thing. Rage bait, yeah, I guess so, yeah. But I think in this case, the Aquaman was originally produced in Christmas time. So that's probably why it is like that. But hey, it's fun. Everybody loves 12 Days of Christmas, right? It goes on forever. It just goes on forever. But thank you very much for watching the Aquaman video. I certainly appreciate it. With you guys' help, it started. Even I'm on a brand new channel, just getting a couple of views. That's awesome. If you could share it, thank you. You know, is that Darby Allin with a joint? Wait, what? What are we talking about? Who's Darby Allin? Why would they have a joint? Let's see. Stan Lee Spider-Man 1-25 was so good to read, isn't it though? I have those Marvel Essentials, the black and white ones, and I did read. I think I read up to issue number 60 with those. It's just fun. I love everything about Christmas, says Darth Kato. How can Black Spiders become a live on-camera member? Hello again, Dom. How you doing?
Well, finally resolved that tech issue.
Oh, that cool.
Very last minute tech issue.
Yeah. What happened, if you don't mind sharing?
It was StreamYard decided to act all buggy and kick me out.
StreamYard will do that. Oh, by the way, Black Spiders, if you want to come on and say hello, actually, if anybody wants to jump on and say hello, I used to do this a lot back in the day. Unfortunately, we got a couple of trolls. One of them jumped on, and I had to throw them off immediately because they started off with "nah, bye." A lot of when it's somebody I'm not familiar with, they jump in, you have a remove button right here. I am hovering on new people because you have no idea what you're going to get. One guy did what I did, where I put the invitation into the comments section, and the dude popped up. It was porn. That you lose your channel that way. So yeah. Used to get people who bump into the chat, and they would go N-I-G-G is just get the fuck out of town. And that's why I'm very very happy to have 52 different blue wrenches in there. If that ever starts, if that ever starts, you guys have all of my permission to get rid of them. You have all the permissions. If somebody jumps on and trolls like that, bye. Have a good day. Phew. Exercise your blue wrench and kick the trolls out. Like I said, anytime I put the invitation into I always get a troll. Hello, Ethereal Dragon. How are you doing?
Fine. That was everyone.
Oh, PG.
Doing well, and it's actually been a long time.
Yeah. So what's been going on? And you mentioned you want to do the Marvel game again.
Yes.
Alrighty. What days? Now I have Thursday off. I take Thursday off. So if you want to bring it up on Thursdays, that is a great day for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those days fine.
Or anytime before, like if I can't. If you do it on Tuesday and Wednesday, I can't promise that I won't bump for something, but Thursday is the best day. Because if I get it in my head that, oh my gosh, I want to talk about movies or something, I'm going to jump in at 8 o'clock, and I don't want to bump you. But Thursdays are the best days for it.
Yeah, those is fine. I just need to pick up probably like 10:30, 11. I think that's when we used to play anyways.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything on Thursday, so it's good. You know the rules. I mean, I trust you with the keys to the car. Don't wreck it.
No slows of any kind, because we all know what happens.
Yeah.
We all know that you will bat people for that. Keep it PG.
Yep.
So does that mean no zombies eating people?
Oh, no. Go on ahead. Violence is good. Sex is bad. We learned that from TV. Yes.
I think I wonder if the zombies would keep the Lesters away.
No, well, we don't want that to happen. The Lesters are freaking video gold. Yeah, we need to figure a way to get them away from the Geeky Puppet Show on Thursday, though.
Well, that would be difficult.
Yeah, that. If you do start it a little later, even they'll be too tired. So yeah.
Maybe another day would be better, but which one?
It's whichever. They always do readings, but you just give them a heads up. Hey, are you guys available? And just you want to do the game?
Unless we have two. We always could have two people running it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I want to do as the team name is going to be, the Governors of Magic.
The Governors of Magic.
Yeah, keeping the whole replacing Master with Governor.
All right.
From the Geeky Puppet Show.
That works. Let's see. Dark Admiral said, wait a minute, he sounds nothing like RDV's impression of Ethereal Dragon. Are you really sure it's him? Yeah. I was just about to type that. Let's see. I accidentally banned someone off the chat. It was a butt dial. I think it was Vankman, but I don't remember for sure. We managed to get him back.
Maybe he probably deserved it for some reason or another.
I did too. I'll tell you. Here, let me share this out real quick. Okay, let's go to the Supergirl story. Okay, this is the YouTubes, right? All right. So, hold on. That's probably why it is. Wow, I'm way back there. Come on. Let me silence my voice. It's grating. But if you guys look right here, I have literally come over. I was like, okay, let me give you a wrench. And as I'm doing this, like it'll move up and it hit remove a couple of times. I have done that so many freaking times.
Yeah.
It is so easy to accidentally kick. I'm not doing it on purpose. I don't. There have been a couple of times where I'm like, oh God, just stop. Like if somebody's, that's not what was going on. That was not what was going on. That's just, it's a video. We're talking about comics. Chill. Let's go. Sometimes I'm like, just, okay, let's put him in a two-minute timeout. I've never actually done it, but sometimes if I'm trying to move on, okay, I know we have to pivot. Let's just go. You got to run with it.
Wait a minute. I thought Thursday was one of your I thought Thursday was one of your ranking nights.
No, Thursday's mine and Gail's day. That doesn't mean I won't stream. It just means that Gail has my time first and foremost. A lot of times though, Gail's like, I want to go to bed, go do a show.
What are the Thursday nights times for their their readings?
Well, they do. I think they do the. That's not the reading day. You might actually get the Lesters on Thursday. That's not their reading day. They talk about the best comics they read on Wednesday. That's what they do. So yeah, check it out. Ask the Lesters if they want to play the game.
Yeah.
Strike first, no mercy. Okay. Say again.
I wonder if Dalton would take over as the leader of the group if I did that. Since I know his love of magic.
Yeah.
Maybe we should give him a floating shell, make him and have him bald.
What's wrong with being bald?
I was making a Professor Xavier joke.
Right. Okay. Put him in a chair, make him bald. Right. You know what?
I don't want to talk about it.
A bald Dalton would just be wrong. A bald Dalton is, that's wrong with science and nature. Let's see. Hey, Black Spiders, thought I saw your name elsewhere. Haha. Fans of Sir Bay, you don't watch Scotty Combat, do you? There's a guy on there named Black Spiders. Okay. I have no idea what that's all about. Sometimes you guys are in the chat talking about your own things, and I'm just, okay, you guys have fun, man. I'm glad. It's sometimes when you see that in the chat, it's a little bit annoying. It's like, why aren't you guys talking about what we're talking about? But then I think, you know what? One of the cool things about a channel like this and others, I'm not the only one, obviously, but community is formed around, and everybody becomes friends. So it's like, have your conversation. The one time it got weird was when there was a young woman and a young gentleman decided to have computer sex in my chat.
Oh my gosh! What?
I think I forgot about that.
The young woman was attractive. I forget her name, Asian chick. She was very flirty with me, and kind of disappeared when Gail came back into the picture. But yeah. E, did you patch it? Oh yeah, of course. I love Dalton, man. Dalton's a brother. And he understood. And he even said he was very pumped up. And so he was like a little bulldog attacking every topic. But yeah, we're good. Well, unless he insults my wife and children, or unless I physically hurt him, I don't think there's ever going to be something that we could do permanent. Yeah.
I know. Which one played the one with the angel? Was it Amy or Melissa?
I don't. Wait, what do you mean with the angel?
One in the Marvel game.
Oh, I don't remember. Remember, I bounced on that. I'm not a big role player. To tell you the truth, I'm not a big role playing game fan.
You're a video gamer.
I am. I do like to play video games. I'm not a professional. Not one of those who plays a video game until he's perfect at it. I just play to have fun. Although I am really good at Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City and all that. You know, when you go into the fighting thing, I can rack the points.
Yeah, see, if we get these sisters, there will be at least 4 people, because I know we all know Dalton wants to play and Clint wants to play.
Okay.
Need to get Aldi V. Although I kind of
Maybe.
want him to play the villains and be the NPCs, just for the Irish accents.
Well, there you go then.
All right. Yeah,
Like,
I remember like back in the day, they like people ask others like, how can you make playing video games a career? Years later, it's possible.
Yeah, esports.
let's see. Were you
Is
more
Dominic
into?
Does Dominic play TTRPGs or not?
I play video games, and however, I've not played. Well, actually, no. I take that back. I have played tabletop role playing games before, but I'm more of a video gamer than a live role player or a tabletop role playing gamer.
Oh, no LARPing, no running around with a fake sword bashing people on the head with it.
Not a fake one.
Nope.
MK is asking, were you more into Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, and which did you like better, Marvel vs. Capcom or Injustice?
Ooh, good question, MK.
Mortal Kombat over Street Fighter, although I played both of them. But when they got to the home version, like in the arcade, Street Fighter, at home, Mortal Kombat. And I guess it was Mortal Kombat 3 was probably the game I played the most. Marvel vs. Capcom versus Injustice. I like Injustice. It's got a better story. I probably have played. I remember my login was about, at one point in time, was 120 hours on. It actually kept track, 120 hours on Marvel vs. Capcom.
I just love the fact that Injustice is canon in was it Superman and Lois?
Was?
Yeah, because
oh, that's right. Yeah, because
what's his name? The Annoying Son.
Yeah. Okay.
Was that was what he was playing it.
Yeah.
Son of
That's awesome.
Right.
I found out I'm not a role player either. High school, my animation teacher said a D&D game when we had extra time, and I could not put my head in the game. I used to be able to. I've lost it. Let's see. The one thing I must insist, there needs to be visual aid. You guys need to make a slideshow, basically. Just get a whole bunch. Make sure there's something up there making the videos visually appealing.
Who did that when Miranda was running?
I started it, and I don't know who she got after me, but I started putting up pictures like, what characters are we going to have? What are the settings? And I would bring in the pictures and everything that that could be done. Now you can even do it.
I guess I have to. Well, since I cannot pixel, maybe I could have him do that.
Here you go. Or if you guys even want to try to do AI video or something, go on ahead. Just so long as there's some sort of.
I was just gonna say, like, if you were decided to do a tabletop role playing, like, of visual aids, like, it helps to enhance the experience.
Let's see. I like Flowers. Tekken 2 is one of my all-time favorite games. I like Tekken as well. I played Soul Calibur 2. Yeah, I love that game, man. Soul Calibur is awesome.
It's fun.
But Dead or Alive.
Ooh,
Dead or Alive is my fighting game. The only problem I have with Dead or Alive is how badly Ashley will punk me. My daughter, when she was a baby, she played Dead or Alive. We walked into an electric boutique, and she walks right up. They have Dead or Alive on the thing, and she was probably about 4 or 5 years old at the time. And the guys are playing. One guy loses, and he walks away. And my daughter just, she's doing this, to reach the thing, and she's looking up, and everybody laughs. I go on, play with her. It's okay. And she kicked this teenager's ass. There is no way that 3 days, maybe even a week later, his friends aren't still going, "Hey, he got me by a 5-year-old girl."
Oh my
There's no way.
Oh, that makes me think of that one episode of that show
Regular show?
was it like what was it? Wait, I'm talking about that one black comedy show where it was like, was it the one on Netflix? Well, I'm trying to remember now. It's been a while. They adopted an Asian boy. Well, one of the side couples adopted an Asian guy, and he was beaten up so badly at at fighting games that it's like you just need like push one button while he's out of the room and he beats them. While he was out of the room. And he gets into college and they're like, "Oh, we got you to college." It's like, you adopted it like last week.
Austin is saying the Airbnb I went to with my extended family last weekend had a Street Fighter arcade game. I didn't play it since I was just too busy hanging out with my cousins. And I used to play the Street Fighter on in the arcade.
I still love the Family Matters.
Okay, say again.
Well, when they were doing like a Mortal Kombat and Oko put himself into it.
June is my girl. Who is June? I played the Asian chick in the long dress a lot. That's the one I was good at. And the drunk fighter. I was really good at him as well. Actually, I ended up being good at all of them except for the wrestlers. I just didn't get Bayman, I think. He was somebody I couldn't use well. Well, the blonde wrestler, I was okay. The guys. I couldn't play the guys.
Armika.
Yeah. Armika?
Rainbow Mika. That's the name of the blonde wrestler you mentioned.
Oh, okay. I don't remember. It's been so many years. The last one we had that I played a lot of was the one that ended with the Aerosmith song, Amazing. It's been a while. It's been 15, maybe 20 years since I played that game.
Have you seen the okay, you know how they created a new Street Fighter movie?
Yeah. I heard about
Have you seen the announcement who's going to be playing Bison?
Oh, yeah. God bless him. Dave DeSmalshin. Why not? You know, it isn't like Raul Julia was a big buff wrestler guy or anything like that. So,
are they going to put him into a muscle suit because
he's a skinny guy,
but big and beefy.
But they did that with Raul Julia.
Mm-hmm.
So if he can play the part, let's see how he plays the part.
I imagine with his new this new Street Fighter movie, it embraces the series for what it is, which includes like the powers of each of the characters, especially with Bison, because he's a powerful sidekick.
People want a MK versus Street Fighter crossover, but the two studios can't agree on a rating issue. People got
I wanted to actually use the proper names and call him Vega again.
By the way, I liked Mortal Kombat versus DC. I enjoyed it. I didn't care that they weren't ripping spines out and all that. One of my friends would just spam Green Arrow's spin attack in Injustice 2. He knew exactly how obnoxious it is. Mine is the Atom, the move, especially where he does the bounce, where he goes small and then,
we know how they had to know if, what's his name? Why am I drawing blanks on names? He's usually the enemy of the Teen Titans.
Deathstroke.
Deathstroke.
Yeah, Deathstroke. Remember how they had to know him in the first game because of how broken he was?
I did not know that. I didn't notice anything like that.
Yeah. Billy, he was just too good that they actually had to know him because those moves were that great.
Okay.
Actually, MK is great. Well, he was bringing Kitana and Melina of Mortal Kombat, but a reference to their outfits.
Oh yeah, and then of course when they pulled him down, it was yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he brought up Melina how she is, except for her mouth, which is Takara as the card in razor sharp teeth.
Mm.
She'll literally tear you apart.
Yeah. I got to
Also-
admit, I don't play those games online. I play them by myself. I play the story modes. Online, I tried a couple of times. Oh, let me jump in the beginner level. And then some guy, oh, it's my first time too. And then, you don't even get a punch in because they've got that 50 move combo. Yeah, all right. It's your first time. I'm sitting here trying to learn the game and whatever. I'll just stick to playing them myself.
Okay, quick question. Is Raven considered a princess or not?
No.
No, she's not. Hmm.
She shouldn't be. Was he ever like a king? I don't know. Guys, I'm gonna step away to hit the head. I will be right
I mean,
back.
doesn't he rule like a hell dimension?
I mean, Trigon, yes, he is the Lord, like of a dimension. Well, yeah, of a hell dimension. Like, but what it can't make her a princess?
I mean, Jasmine's considered a princess and her father's a sultan.
True.
I mean, you would consider the emperor and with emperors, you consider their children to be princes and princesses as well.
Yeah, and with Trigon, like he is the leader, like of a hell dimension.
I mean, I would consider him her a princess then.
On a technicality,
Yeah.
yes, because while he is like the Lord, like once again, like of a hell dimension.
Because there's a lot of royals in the new Teen
DC?
Titans.
Oh yeah, very much.
I mean,
besides
you
Starfire.
have, of course, the most obvious one with Starfire. Then you have is it Geoforce is his name? From Markovia?
Geoforce, he's a prince. He's the
Yeah.
prince of Markovia.
And then you have Terra, who is his sister, making all the princess.
Yes.
Donna Troy is, of course, a princess because she's the daughter
She is.
of Hepatalia. And then,
she's the sister of Diana.
yeah. Because I go, so since we said that, if she's the sister of Diana, who is a princess, that goes to mean she's a princess as well.
Yes.
You have Amethyst, Princess of Gemold.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is royal in DC? So no
wait.
well, Aquaman, of course.
Wait. Well, Aquaman, like he's the
Yeah,
he
and
is the king of
Mirai.
Atlantis. Yeah, his queen.
Let everyone.
Oh, actually, there's no. What Artemis? She's merely the leader of the Bana Migdal of Amazons.
Yeah,
Sadly, I play nothing but story mode. I'm no good at competitive. I mean, yeah, it's
Marvel,
out.
it's like you have Black Panther and Shuri, of course. So.
And you have Celine, and she was a queen.
That rhymed.
Namor and Namora.
And let's not forget Namorita.
What are we talking about?
Royalty within like the DC and Marvel universes, respectively.
Like Black Bolt and Medusa kind of thing, or
Yes.
Yeah.
okay. All right. Let's see. I'm sure he would treasure it. What are we talking? Hard to shop for.
Let's not forget one of the ones that we find out is a prince later on. Star-Lord.
Oh, there you go. Dark Animal said, funny story. Leave fruit pies and a pack of smokes on for a while. I said something about, I have no idea what they're talking about. So, okay, I'm out. I went to the bathroom and come back. I have no idea what's going on my channel. So you guys talk among yourselves.
Well, considering, yeah, like there are like members like of royalty also like within like the different teams. Things like the Marvel and DC. Is it like
Thor and
you?
Hercules.
Yeah. No, but back then, like that part of their heritage, like they play a role, well, either in their character development or for a storyline, like within the respective series.
Yeah, because Hercules has repeatedly stated that he's the Prince of Olympus, or the Line Olympus as well.
Yeah, no, yeah, and well, nowadays you don't see like that part of the heritage that's like utilized as much.
Mm. Although I kind of hate where in the but the thing about Black Panther, at least the MCU version, is the fact that they dumb it down.
Yeah,
It's like he's supposed to be one of the smartest people on the planet, and what did they do? They gave that to Shuri.
yeah. Well, there's also like the matter of like the identity politics that was even in Black Panther. Not like how they continuously call like Martin Freeman, one of my favorite characters from the comics, colonizer. Like, wow. Like, so like black people, boy, they have the N word. So now you want to call like white people or anyone of your European like descents like colonizer? What's the matter with you guys?
Hey, it's something to be proud of. Colonizing brought a lot of prosperity to the lands that were colonized. Oh my gosh,
Well,
we lost a little
well, yeah,
cultural identity. Who fucking cares? You're not swimming and eating in shit. Have a good
yeah,
day.
yeah.
You're welcome.
Well, but what I mean is like that. It was like that word was used like was being used like in the Black Panther movies as a derogative
Yeah,
because
it's
like they don't
Let's just
again like they
ignore
don't
all
know.
the countries the Arabs colonized in North Africa.
Yeah, it contributes to like to one of the ongoing issues like, in our culture is issue of people. Not a lot of people like don't like don't know the history of like colonization and whatnot. They're instead like being fed of what's been taught to them and like by the school of postmodernism, more relativism, and the Frankfurt School. Instead, like they just give them like a victim narrative and want to portray colonization and colonialism as this evil. But if you actually look into the history, they're not.
let's see. Dark Emerson just talking about video games and listen along. Not really good with Titan's Lord. The best way to change that is ask a question. Serious. Just shift it. We'll go into any when we get at these after talks and everything. It's basically whatever you guys want to talk about.
Well,
We have turned a
let's
30
face it.
minute. We've turned a 30-minute talk about Fallen Angel into an hour
Hang
and
out.
30-minute hangout,
I
which
mean, isn't
tells
that
me,
just typical of your most streamers?
yeah, that's how a lot of it used to go anyway. And I don't mind it at all. In all honesty, if I was a smarter guy, I would take this part, cut it down, leave the thing, put this up as its own video. Now I'm wondering, did he know about the Frankfurt School stuff before Dalton came in? I didn't know they made a school for hot dogs.
Well, don't forget, we could cover Teen Titans stuff when we're doing the cover rankings of Marv Wolfman's do Teen Titans run.
Teen Titans Go!
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
will
Hi,
say,
hi, Papi Ami Umi.
Those little
oh yeah, very
Japanese
much.
girls were just awesome.
They even got their
Yeah.
own TV show.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, very much.
Puffy Yumiyami, right? That's what they're called, Puffy Yumiyami?
Ami
Puffy Yumiyami.
Ami Yui.
Yeah. They
Puffy
also would show them
Yumiyami.
in, yeah, they also would show their life, what they look like in real life at the beginning and the end of the episodes, I think.
Mm-hmm. No, that's true. But I will say, like as time went on, like people like talk about and appreciate like the original run of Teen Titans from the '60s, and not just limiting themselves to the Wolfman and Perez run.
Austin, you would be dead. Yes. Even with E here, it's still fun. See, now that's a guy who understands life. But yeah, if you drank every time I said that, good luck to you. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Also, the two versions of the Teen Titan Go song are very different because it's not just okay. We're just gonna translate the Teen Titan Go song into Japanese. It's pretty much okay. The English version is them as superheroes. The Japanese one is about them as people.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, MK is saying, here's one. I've seen this debate for years. Batman versus Iron Man. Who'd win? Batman can use his most powerful suit
Prep
versus
time.
Iron Man's.
Prep time always wins.
Say again?
Batman, because prep time.
Well, here's the thing.
That's become such a meme. Prep time and his utility belt.
Let's think about this now. Batman has, even without prep time, okay, Batman has made it so he can get away from Superman and Martian Manhunter. Like, if he decides he doesn't want to be seen and doesn't want to be found, he doesn't get seen and he doesn't get found. And that's in his regular suit. And mind you, his regular suit isn't exactly Iron Man, but it is armor and it's got a lot of nifty gadgets.
He probably would have something that could hack into the suit.
He may just, and right away he'll know that. But one thing I hate writers doing this. If I wrote Iron Man, this is what's going to happen because I've seen this too many times. Oh, well, Tony, I wrote a backdoor program into yours. I'm controlling your suit. No, Tony Stark would be like, you don't think I look for that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, here, now I've got control of your shit. I'm Tony fucking Stark.
Don't forget.
Batman hacking into the way I would write it, Batman hacking into Tony Stark's suit would not go well for Batman because then Tony Stark will now own Batman's tech. Because Batman has fought armored people, but he hasn't fought Tony Stark. Even Lex Luthor didn't build as many nifty gadgets into his armor that Tony Stark has. So
he also uses his skills as a detective to not only outmaneuver his opponents, but also adapt to the changing situation and utilize what he has around him to take him down.
Yeah, let's not forget. They love to flatterize Batman at times.
Well, so here's the thing. The first battle goes to Iron Man. Everybody says prep time. There's a reason for that. It's like a Rocky movie. You have Batman go up somebody who's infinitely more powerful than him, but Batman pays attention. And Batman knows when to stay and fight and knows when to get out of town. So Batman, being who he is, he wants to prove that a man can do. He's almost like Lex Luthor in that. He, as he says in Dark Knight Returns, you will remember the man who beat you. And he will want to at first fight Tony with his own skills, and he will do damage, much like Captain America did some damage. Ultimately, though, Iron Man's going to win out, and Batman's going to make it back to the cave. Now, whether or not Tony Stark finds that cave, it doesn't matter, because in that cave is a suit, and I know Tony Stark can go, what's her name, Amy, Sheila, whatever it is, send down the Hulkbuster armor. Hulk Schmulk. Batman's got armor that can take down Superman. So, and what it ends up when they go into the Hulk versus that, what we have seen is Tony Stark becomes brute force. You're not going to brute force an armor that fights Superman, and that's when Batman takes out Tony Stark and ultimately wins the battle.
Tony also has the problem of ego.
Yeah. But there you go. I would put a little more detail into it, but that would be my fight between Batman and Iron Man. The way I see it, Dick moves in with Teen Titans, but still uses Bruce's money. Unbelievable. Well, he is his son,
Very much.
1970s Iron Man versus 1970s Batman. Batman is beaten quite easily. 1970s Batman was very much still in that gray kind of silky suit. He wasn't wearing any kind of armor. And if you watch, he knows martial arts, but he kind of knows like supermarket. What do they call those things? Open mall martial arts. He didn't
the Happy
really,
Meal.
yeah.
At the fast food martial arts.
Strip mall martial arts. That's what Batman knew in the 1970s. It wasn't until after Crisis that he became super martial artist. So 1970s Batman is getting his ass handed to him by 1970s Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you need to do a parody of all the Crisis called the Crisis of Too Many Cross Eye? I mean, seriously, how many? It's like Final Crisis. Well, Final Crisis. How many more had you have after Final Crisis?
That's how I felt about the time Final Crisis came about, because they did like 3 of them back to back. It's like, God damn, stop. Just tell a story. Yeah. I feel that about Marvel, because they always interrupt their stories with big. Oh, it's the big Marvel crossover. Mm-hmm. No, it isn't. Yeah, you know, anything in the War of the Realms that has anything to do with anything anymore? No. I get it. That sometimes happens with any crossover, but except for, of course, Crisis. But
yeah, but it gets to the point. Did they get to a point where they had like a crossover every year? Say again.
Well,
okay, y'all did the same thing. Dom, you used to actually started before Ethereal. What were you saying?
Well, adding on to Ethereal's point, they're going after short-term games, because they stop thinking about the long term. Mm-hmm. Well, there's also like the matter of not really consulting with the other creative teams that are doing these like characters or teams, and actually inform them of any like crossovers or events that will come about in the future.
What were you saying, Ethereal?
Did Marvel get to the point where they had a crossover event every freaking year?
There was at one point they had 4 different crossovers in the same year. They did the Venom thing, and then War of the Realms, and something else with some other team. It was ridiculous.
It's like,
and the Venom crossovers. I always made fun of the Venom crossover because they ended up with what do they call this? The Venom suit, the parasite, whatever.
The Clintar.
There was another word used for it, but okay, the Clint. They had guns.
The symbiote.
Symbiote, yeah, they had guns. They were symbiote guns. They were firing at people. It was like a fucking T-shirt gun. You get a symbiote, you get one. You get that, just the fuck.
Yeah, well, back then, like the symbiotes, like they were handled well, because like that's how simple they are. Well, over the years, like the later writers want to overcomplicate them.
Oh, you mean like having the goddess symbiotes and blah and blah and blah?
No, yeah, Donnie. Yeah, because like the more I recall, and well, I still do. Like the more I look back at Donny Cates' run, when I went through hindsight and look at it objectively, like it did have some good moments, but in the long term, it damaged Eddie's character as well as Venom, the symbiote.
Oh, okay. So I'm being made fun of. E pronounced it symbiote. Yeah, I've always pronounced it symbiote. Symbiote. Go figure.
Actually, I'm surprised that Robbie has a ticket over the Daily Bugle.
Let's see.
Right.
I mean, let's face it. He probably would do a better job, because he's more cool and collective than JJJ.
So MKZ, didn't Zero Man have a suit to take on the Phoenix Force, but Batman had a 6th-dimensional cosmic elements X suit that lets him have cosmic powers and created his own JL from scratch? A lot of those words just hurt my head. Yes, by the way, I've read both. Does Marvel still do common crossovers? I haven't heard anything. Well, maybe they.
There's actually Aliens versus Avengers, which I've been informed through the grapevine, and even Wes recently made a video, and it's turning out to be one of the better crossover series.
I read the first couple of issues of that. That was good. Let's see.
I mean, heck, even Power Rangers is getting up sort of with their crossovers.
Yeah, Yeah, however, the spin-offs, like, well, yeah, the spin-offs are from Boom Studios, like, they've been rather hit or miss.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
they did
besides
Godzilla, but
Rangers
Godzilla
Academy.
completely owns Tommy and the Dragon Zord.
Hmm.
Okay, so what's the better song, Come Sail Away or Psycho Killer?
Come sail away.
You Can Be My Friend. Dom, you didn't answer quick enough. You must
Come
leave the
sail away
island.
as well.
You must leave the island. Leave your apron
But he said
and
come
leave.
sail away.
You do not get a rose. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. I'm just kidding.
Oh, great.
But
Oh no, he doesn't get a marshmallow as well.
right. MK likes to ask musical questions to me and Eric because we are on opposite ends of the music spectrum. Let's see. Here's a hot take. I think Aunt May should have hit the hay in the 1970s and 80s. She looked like shit. I thought it was a good death in issue number 400. She should have stayed dead.
Yeah, it's
I know, right?
It's like she looks like she's 40 years older than Peter.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
so you're throwing your entire marriage away to give this old woman one more year?
There you go.
If they've actually aged killed us normally?
What were we saying, Dom?
Well, the higher ups at Marvel left the creative team alone and went with the original plan for the Clone Saga 2. Then, like, yeah, May, she would have stayed dead at issue 40. I mean, issue 400.
It was a good death. It was a great comic. The only problem I had with it when she goes, but Peter, I knew you were Spider-Man all along. Because if I was Peter, I'd be like, well then, bitch, why did you almost marry Doc Ock? You know how many times he killed Captain Stacy, and you married him after that, you bitch? What the fuck? You knew all this time? That would have been the next page. Him just kind of running around. What the Doc Ock? Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Slice of Fun roast videos?
Who?
Slice of Fun. It's a YouTuber. They do roasting videos.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they were doing ones with the Spider Society, and of course they brought in Paul to roast.
Oh, wait, never mind. No, I've seen those videos. They're hilarious.
Yeah. They even get to the point where they have Batman roasting various other teams. So did the Avengers. Yeah, it's like they seem like they'd also like all these superhero parodies tends to borrow from each other, like making the Wasp annoying.
No, but the one video like roasting the heck out of Paul.
No, he does deserve it.
Well, yeah, and yet, it's like the higher ups and Brevoort are just too stubborn to admit that they're wrong.
I know nobody likes Paul. Nobody.
I mean, it's not just Paul, but what's been happening to Peter, the X-Men, the Avengers, well, all the characters, even the villains.
Yeah, now they want to shoehorn Miss Marvel into the X-Men. Like, she's really. It's like, how? No, seriously, how? Like, how can you, it's like you're saying she's a mutant and a
human?
What did they call the people with slightly they had some human genes, the Newmans or something like that?
New humans. But granted, there have been hybrids of mutants and of mutant and human hybrids before, but this was no, you don't do that. And this was even like before Marvel Comics decided to make the Terrigen Mist somehow toxic to mutants, even though in the past.
What's the name? Quicksilver and Crystal's daughter.
Luna.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was saying back then, it's been shown and proven that the Terrigen Mist were never toxic to mutants.
Yeah, but let's face it, they're bad with continuity. It's like Jean Grey ate the sun. When? When she was a phoenix. You mean when she was at the bottom of the Hudson?
Jamaica Bay.
Yeah, because let's face it, when they brought back Jean, all that stuff that happened was really just the Phoenix Falls cosplaying as Hope.
Which even like back then, they should have stuck with that Jean was merged with the Phoenix Force. She did do all that, and she should have stayed there for a while longer until she comes back. Back and actually have her go through like an arc where she sees like everyone has moved on, and she's a fish out of temporal water because she's been dead for
No,
this
she is
X
a.
amount of time.
That is kind of what happened because the okay they've been reading the comics and on the Geeky Puppet Show. It's like Scott keeps on putting off telling her, "Oh yeah, I'm married with a child."
Whoops, that video is too long. 10 minutes is max. Damn.
Scott, like he's been around, like been through the ringer, and he continues to be done dirty.
Yeah, he was done dirty before Peter Parker. They like they really turned Peter into the punching bag.
Indeed.
Heck, they would look what they did to Bishop at times. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill Hope." Because now for some reason he's to be strong.
Was very out of character and ended up hurting Bishop's character in the long run.
Yeah, I did not like that whole thing. Ugh. Like Bishop is one of my favorite X-Men characters. And just the way they handle that. And then it's like at times they draw him as like he's like so skinny.
Even though he's ripped.
Oh yeah, he came out in the 80s when it's like everybody was ripped.
Yeah, well, also, but even like with ripped characters, like men and women alike, like you've seen them in different body types.
Okay.
Because even in because was it in the very odd parents when they were showing the Crimson Chin through the various years, the 80s version of it is like the most ripped version.
Yeah.
I also love the fact that they got Adam West. I think that was him, the voice Catman.
Yeah, no, that was Adam West.
Oh, is it Adam Wee? Who am I? Yes, I know. I say I like to Family Guy, but let's face it, the notorious Wolves cutaways.
Where'd he go?
Did we lose Dalt? I mean,
no, you didn't
Dominic.
lose me. I would. Oh, did we lose Dominic?
No, I just muted myself temporarily.
Oh, okay. I was looking. Make sure you click share in the mode not canceled. Okay. Somebody asked what was the best theme song, and I thought it would be fun to share because I actually made a video.
The best theme song?
Yeah,
no, there's so many good ones.
But I can't.
Was it not the what's his name? Supposedly the theme song for Sappho the Sun was created in 30 minutes.
I'll have to put this out. I know I'll get copyright hit. Maybe I'll put it on. Oh, there we go. Can I share it? Okay, let's see. Is it being shared? Okay, there we go. I know. Let's see. This is what I had. I had 50 of these. And number 50 was the Hulk. This was the opening theme. Number 49 was the Superman. There is music to it. Not a lot of people realize there is music to it.
Oh yeah. Did you know that the guy that played Jaws, the James Bond villain, was originally going to play the Hulk?
Oh yeah.
Except for the fact that the makeup and everything bothered him too much.
Okay, so this was before Lou Ferrigno became the Hulk.
Yeah, you actually could still see him as the Hulk in the pilot. Also, the fact that Lou Ferrigno has terrible hearing, and the contacts practically made him blind. So he was practically blind and deaf while playing the Hulk, yet he still managed to pull that off.
Indeed.
But anyway, yeah, I actually did an entire video of this, but as you can guess, it did not go over well with the copyright strike crowd. So,
yeah, I imagine not.
Let's see.
One of my favorite theme songs has to be the one for the Incredible Hulk animated series from the 90s.
Yeah, that one's good. I like the Green Hornet is basically the Flight of the Bumblebee. But,
yeah,
I love that one. I'm trying to think what was up there.
Are we counting just American ones?
Maybe I'll throw this on to Ko-Fi for the subscriber, Austin. Oh wait, no, he had to drop. I don't have subscribers anymore over there. Yeah,
I will say it's a shame that just briefly that the Incredible Hulk animated series didn't get another season because it was still good. When season 2 came about.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It was also more mature. Sure, because I would have loved to see the issues from the original Hulk run to even the Bill Mantlo and Peter David runs be adapted for the animated series.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Heroes in a Half Shell, or better than Power Rangers.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't that written by the guy that did 2.5 Men?
Chuck Lorre?
I have no idea. I love both, but Power Rangers still has. I gotta give it to the Turtles. But yeah, I wonder. I know both of these are up here though, so I wonder. Oh, you know what? I think I'll do it this way to show off what I put on these things instead of. Let me share it real quick, but I'm not gonna play them. I'm just gonna.
I think the most Power Rangers song might have been Dino Fury, Evolution, Revolution. It's like.
Okay. Next up, it was Iron Man from that animated series where he was a teenager, and then the JLA and Teen Titans the hour, and then we have Iron Man. Right.
What about the what is it? Spider-Woman one.
Yeah, that was fun. Johnny Quest theme song is awesome.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Spider-Woman, when she didn't get another animated series, she would have actually fit in nicely only for the original Marvel animated universe of the 90s.
Daredevil theme song, the Avengers, that was a great.
I hate the fact they canceled this for that stupid Disney version.
Avengers Assemble.
That was good stuff. Oh my gosh, talk about this is on Prime now, kids. You can see what made me realize I was heterosexual now. Watch this show.
Okay, what is it? I think it was something of that YouTube channel. Remember when? Because he talks about all these shows.
I loved, any of the Croft shows were awesome to me back in the day. So yeah, saving the day. Yeah, I better turn it off. So
yeah, like I said in the chat, the guy that played Zach in Power Rangers, he keeps saying that I'm the supposed to play in live action a black superhero. It's like, tell that to Hall. I mean, yes, Mr. Science didn't do well, but it still exists. Also, I'm kind of surprised that the Predator and Harry from Harry and Anderson is the same actor.
90s Spider-Man, that was pretty awesome. Oh, yeah, you got to have the
Thundercats. Do you have
Thundercats?
what's his name? Lone Star?
Yeah.
Is it Lone Star? Oh no, sorry, Brave Star.
So free he. Yeah, that was awesome. There's some good stuff here, man. Oh, Captain America.
But do you have Black Dynamite? Is it Black Dynamite?
The Popeye theme, always fun. Sorry, I started this. I have to finish it. I'm a little impulsive. Oh, Spider-Man is amazing. Love this music. No, that's X-Men.
So what was the Spidey one? Because they there's a
they
made a new Spider-Man cartoon with Spider Ghost and I think they just call him Spidey now. What did they call him? There's like a little shorter version of the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
Captain America movie.
Yes, it's CGI and also the three characters all cause a ban because my nieces watch that show.
The music in the Wonder Woman movie was amazing. It was just so good. Here I come to save the day.
The fact where he's like when she sees a baby, he just wants to go grab it. He's like no.
Yeah.
Because he's like, since there's no babies, so she was the only baby ever on the island, and she's never seen one. Oh yes, the Transformers.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the only series where you have racial coding because in the one episode where some of them get turned into humans, they were the voice actors.
And yes, I did put the Go-Go Power Rangers theme song above the Transformers. Why? Because Go-Go Power, the whatever they're called, that's better. That was a better song.
I hear the fact that some comic book company is doing a. Okay, you know how Saban is really just a piece of shit?
Who?
I'm Saban.
I don't know who that is.
Saban. You don't know who Saban is?
No, who is that?
As in the company that made Power Rangers.
Oh, Saban. Okay, I thought you were talking about a person. Okay, yes. Okay, I know.
Well, I'm talking about the post. Well, that's the company's named after him. Okay. It's like he's a complete piece of shit.
Well, yeah, I got hit really hard by
Oh no, you don't know how. Okay, first off, he's anti-union. I would say more about him, but that might. Okay, he literally fired the original voice actress for Storm and got someone non-union, so they wouldn't have to pay her.
Right.
Yeah, royalties every time the show got aired.
That is fun. Anyway, I think I will put this up on the Ko-Fi.
Yeah, the show was so cheap that he fired 3 people just because they wanted a pay raise because of how a living wage.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's why they fired half the Rangers in the second season. In fact, Trini Kwan wasn't even going to be Trini Kwan because she was going to be a Latina, and she wanted a little more money. I was like, nope, you're gone. And this was after they filmed the pilot, so they actually brought in what's her name, Thuy, and we shot the pilot with her.
Tweet Trent.
Who gave you the right to get wrong opinions about Transformers music? Power Rangers is better. Let's see. That Dragon was talking about terrorists for a minute. I still have
because the whole thing. Power Rangers is racist because the black guy is the black guy and the Asian is the yellow. It's like if you actually watch his first attempt to bring over Super Sentai with Bioman, Bio Red was the Asian guy.
Tubi, by the way, has the original Power Rangers TV show, Semper Fi, whatever it's called. So,
Super Sentai.
there you go. But they do have it. So if you want to watch the original in the original language and all that, it's on Tubi.
Yeah.
That being said, kids, it is 12:47. I'm going to call this a night since we stretched a 30-minute video into 2 hours. That's awesome. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Into 2 different videos.
Tomorrow, I am going to do that. Tomorrow, we are judging covers again because we are judgy people. And we're going to, sorry, Ethereal, they got to me first.
But I told you already I wanted the first 12 of the new Teen Titans.
The first 12 of the new Teen Titans. Yeah, I've got that one. But you want your own month. So I promise you give me the other 15 titles. And after you'll have season 15. It is all to you.
How much of let's see, should I also let's see, well we need to do the whole Bob Wolfman run, the new Teen Titans, and probably a good chunk of Tomb of Dracula. I want to at least get to when they introduce Blade.
Okay.
With his wooden guns. Well, at least guns with wooden bullets.
You either send me a tweet or an email with all of the titles you want, or if you have a batch of covers, you send me that and I will work it in. I can tell you that tomorrow we are, as I'm stalling so I can get to the season, we are going to be doing Sensational She-Hulk. And Wednesday is Power Pack. Oh, wait, the girls aren't there for, well, I guess I'll throw in one of Vankman because they've got they have up until episode 13 of next season, and then I have 3, and so 14 is going to be Battle of the Planets. We're gonna episode 15 is Underdog, and episode 16 is going to be Terry Toon's Mighty Mouse. But I think I will change Wednesday since the girls aren't there to Batman Beyond, which was RDV's first pick. But they've got this month. I've got season 15 waiting for you, and you give me the comic titles you want. That's it. And if you guys want to buy a video, going over to Ko-Fi. It is first come, but I need to get the titles and everything. But there you go. So that is going to happen. And keep trying to get people together. And when you are all set to do the role-playing game, I'll give you, like I said, I'll give you the keys to the car. At the very least, I'll start it and stop it. Or if we can get RDV in there, he can run it. I thought of a cool idea. I was thinking in the future comic covers with animals on them, horses, unicorns, bears, dinosaurs. That's a pretty good one. Yep. Right now, we've got 2 seasons worth of videos that have been bought. So
yeah, because I bought one, and how many did the girls buy?
They bought 8, and RDV bought 8. We've used 2 from the girls already, and 1 from RDV already. So, like I said, they've got most of this season, and then I put 3 on the end, and then you wanted your own season, so that's 15. But yeah, send me the list. I'll start hunting down covers.
How many days is that?
That's you've got 16 videos.
With an average of 10 and 12.
Yep. 12 or 13. Yeah, around there. Dark Admiral is saying you still owe me 3. I owe you 3. Well, you send me the titles, and they're at the end of this month. I'll take mine off. The Battle of the Planets, the Mighty Mouse. Yep.
Battle of the Planets, as in Gotcha Man.
Yeah, it's in Gotcha Man. They had a run of Gold Key. So, yeah, I'll remove him. Dark Admiral, you send me the titles of the 3. You'll go at the end of this season.
There's actually a Super Sentai season that was inspired by Gotcha Man.
Yep. All right.
Shoji Sentai Shitmon.
Okay. Anyway, guys, please join us for that. As always, thank you very much for hanging out. And thank you very, very much for watching. We should do this again sometime. Just hang out and chat. It's
I
always
agree.
fun. Yeah. All right, guys. Have a good night.
See you all later.